Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. This is video number 2 of CONEX 2020. If you missed video 1, go back to the playlist. Make sure you check that out as well. Mike and I saw this as we were walking around. We thought, you know what, let's try to get in early the next morning, see if we can have a little Dirt Perfect versus Captain Kleeman link belt competition. Also have the CAT job site demo and some good old-fashioned bring us back home barge footage of the Ohio River. So stay tuned, we got a good video for you today.
Alright guys, Link Belt's been kind enough to help us out in this competition, and you are...
Grant Kirk, and I'm service training manager with LBX Company out of Lexington, Kentucky. And
hey, close to home.
That is close to home, yeah. We're Southern Indiana, that's where we're from.
Perfect. All right. So again, what we're doing here is we're doing a simple test to see the accuracy of the individual operators on the excavator, and basically it's a timed event. So they're going to start, again, with the bucket in that location. You're going to pick it up, and we're going to start the clock. The purpose is to get all 3 basketballs into the basket.
Okay.
The quickest time.
Okay.
The key is the basketballs cannot touch the ground and the cones cannot fall over. Once the 3rd ball goes in the bucket, you simply just tap out the bucket to the ground, and then we stop the watch. We have prize winners every day for the highest, and then we have a grand prize winner at the end of the week.
Okay. Now, can you actually touch the cone with the bucket, just as long as you don't knock it over?
Yeah, as long as the cone doesn't fall over. We get some guys that get pretty rough, but as long as the cone stays up.
They must have seen me before. You know what, Captain? It's awful nice for this guy to set up this entire thing just so the world can know that I'm a better operator than you.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
All right, guys, a huge thanks to Link Belt for letting us do this. Captain Kleeman's up. Here he goes. Oh, first ball's a miss. Come on, Captain. See if he has any better luck with the second one. Oh, second ball's a miss. All right, we got one. We got one. All right, we got to get the official time with penalties.
All right.
28 seconds.
28.47.
And then what's the penalties for missing 2 balls?
Well, officially we don't even keep score.
Oh, it's just getting them all.
Yeah.
But dribbling don't get you anything.
No.
It's making the hoop. All right, just checking, just checking.
If it crushed the bucket, you get a technical foul.
Oh, so if you were an employer and you were going to hire a guy, where would he be at on the list on like a 1 to 10 scale?
Probably 1.
Oh! Looks like Dirt Perfect shopping for a new operator.
Yeah.
I'm talking a bunch of crap because I haven't went yet.
Well, I got you set up pretty good. That shouldn't be too tough.
I don't think, I can just take the win and we can go see something else.
No. Let's just make sure. Let's just make sure. All right, it's Dirt Perfect's turn. I did not do very good. So they actually have a rodeo competition, and we'll show you the scores that are on there. There's some real good operators been coming through, and they have an awesome grand prize. We're not actually entering the real rodeo competition because they let us come in early to play with this a little bit. So let's see how Dirt Perfect does. You guys seen Dirt Perfect's little windsock he put on it? I swear he just cut it off a raccoon's tail. All right, here we go. All right, we're going for ball number 1 here. Let's see what he's got. Okay, all right. Bold strategy. Wow. Yeah. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think I'll hire him.
Oh, he'll hire you.
Yeah.
He'll hire you. All right, so we have the official judge here go do the winning interview.
Yeah.
How do you feel about your run, Dirt Perfect?
Well, I've checked all my sponsors, you know, Link Belt and ESCO and everybody here at the booth, and now I'm looking around Coke, Pepsi, water. And yeah, it was a good run.
Can you run me through your run there? How'd you feel about all of it?
Well, you know, got a little loose there coming into the 3rd ball. And she spun out and we tapped the fence there, but we got her back under control.
How'd you feel about it? What'd you think?
It was literally the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
I
Like,
mean,
I cried.
How much did you pay her? How much did you pay her to say that?
Natural. There's a reason why my name's on the shirt.
You know, the great thing is you watch the video, you're gonna see your time was slower than mine.
But if you watch closely, I actually got the job done without damage.
That doesn't...
Do you remember the other competitor's booth we went to and we had a damage report?
Yeah.
Do you remember all the videos on my channel about broken mirrors and stuff?
No, I'm done. This is ridiculous.
Okay, so obviously Dirt Perfect won, no surprise there, right? I have to say, I can't necessarily speak to Link Belt's equipment, but as far as their booth goes at CONEX, man, it was a blast. It was probably one of my favorite booths. These guys had a lot of fun with us, and we had fun with these guys. If you're worried about the safety of it, though, I want to show you, this guy has to hold a dead man switch while the excavator's on. So if he lets go of that switch for any reason, it just shuts off. These were the faster times I was telling you about. Those were best by day, and then this 11 seconds is best overall. So some good operators out there having a good time. They also had this, which was cool. It's a pink excavator, digging for a cure, obviously for breast cancer awareness, a 145. And you could put the dice in there and then roll the dice with the excavator to get a prize. By the way, the prize for that other competition was actually a fully paid trip to CONEX next time it's there. So that was pretty cool. Then we came across these. My gosh, let's talk about these things. So obviously anything different is going to catch your eye, and this was wildly different than anything we'd seen before. And it was just kind of exciting to see that. You can see the stats there. It's about a 15,000 pound machine with horsepower, 75 horse. It has about a 5,000 pound capacity, and it says it can be spec'd anywhere from a 1.2 to 2 yard bucket, and has a travel speed of 22 miles per hour. You see they have 3 different sizes there. It looks like the 900, the 700, and I'm not sure what that last one was. And they also have this. This is the 7MWR. It is also a 75 horse machine, is also right around 15,000 pounds, has 18.6 mile per hour travel speed, maximum digging depth of about 10 feet. It's a pretty impressive machine. And then they have this. This is probably what caught our eye the most. It just has some really cool things on it. It is the 8MCR. It is also a 75 horse machine. It's closer to 16,000 pounds, but as a tracked machine has a travel speed of 6.2 miles an hour. It's pretty impressive. Now look at this. And this will come into play in a minute, so remember that. We're going to go to a live demo because, like I said, this caught our attention. We kind of want to see how this stuff reacted. So what we're looking at here, we are back on the AS900. And I'm not even going to talk about this. I'm just going to let you watch it, okay? But the big thing I want you to pay attention to is the versatility and also the stability of this machine. It was really, really impressive. So I was so intrigued by these little machines that I decided to come back the next day and get some more footage of the other machines being used. Right now, she's up there introducing herself and the machines. They're going to come in, it's kind of sped up. They do a little dance twirl to kind of introduce each machine. And each machine kind of goes through the paces, and you can see what they're all about. There they go. They're saying their little hellos. They're going to cut some donuts, whatever you want to call it, and you get to kind of see how they work. So it's pretty interesting. I'm not going to do a lot of voiceover during this, except for one thing I want to point out. I'm just going to let her speaking in the background. Hopefully you can hear her well enough to hear what she's talking about. It's a little cut up because I moved around to get some different shots, but I think overall you'll get a good explanation of what these machines can do.
to the chassis. While here on the 6 MCR, you'll notice that it's an integrated hydraulic offset arm. It allows you to work beyond the machine's natural contours. So, for example, if you're laying pipe or digging a trench beyond a wall or a slope, well, there is no job that the hydraulic offset arm cannot perform. And here with the compact boom folded back, a full 360-degree rotation, you can work in very tight, confined spaces. You are compact at the front and compact at the back of your machine. All Mecalac excavators are equipped with patented hydraulic quick coupling called CONEX. You will never lose a tool with CONEX. You can see here our operators are trying to shake that bucket off, but it's not going anywhere. The safest on the market, compact, light, simple, and as we see here now, the buckets are also reversible. So quick, easy, simple to use. They switch those buckets out and away they go. On the AS700 here now, we're going to be showing you the phenomenal stability of our Mecalac machine. There's a unique automatic blocking system that blocks the rear axle when the arm pivots off to the side to give full stability to the operator. And safe. And now check this out. He's going to use the hydraulic offset arm here to load the number in this awkward angle. And with extremely good precision, thanks to the hydraulic offset arm. Now let's look back here at the 6 MCR. He's back in the rink with world-breaking speeds of 6.2 miles per hour. Very, very
Okay,
fast.
so this is what I wanted to jump in and talk to you about. Remember earlier I wanted you to, that right there, remember that, how the back of that bucket braced directly up against the blade. That's that machine in use right there. And you see how that brace transfers the force from the cutting edge of that bucket into the track frame via the blade? It's that kind of simple thinking on this machine that kind of drew our attention to it. There is a lot going on. There's a lot of pins, a lot of cylinders, a lot of hoses, but you can see they're incredibly versatile. You could really do a lot with these, and I could see where there'd be a big market in the US. However, the problem right now for us in the US is this is they are based out of France. Now, they are trying to work their way into the US market. They are currently being used and sold on the northeast coast of the US, but you know, the parts supply network just isn't there yet. So maybe in the future it'll be something we'll see more of. It's just, they're fascinating machines, they're incredibly versatile, and I do hope we see more of them because it looks like it'd be an absolute blast to run. We have just a little bit more footage of these machines in action, and then we're going to head over to the Caterpillar booth and we're going to watch their live job site demo, which is also very impressive with a few new releases they added this year. And then we've got that barge footage at the end, so stay tuned.
The possibilities are mind-boggling. Honestly, the possibilities are endless with the 6 MCR, what you can do on your work site. We're going to give them a second here just to clean up the mount. You can see with that split bucket, you can leave your workspace pretty nice and clean. It's just going to flatten it out, really precise and efficient. And here comes Rachel on the 6 MDX, the Mecalac swivel jumper. Very performant, very versatile, allowing you to work in confined shop sites in the highest level of safety. And here, thanks.
So then we headed over to the cat booth, and the cat booth was really impressive. You can see they've got K-rails set up all the way around, and then they also put all that dirt in the middle, and they're going to do a live job site demo or a mock job site demo here, so you can kind of see their new equipment or their new developments in use. Of course, they brought the host out there, and the side-by-side part of the show was a pre-trip. Yep, pretty exciting. But from there, the pace picks up. We've got some real-time shots. We've got some time-lapse shots. It's just a really cool little segment with a little bit of music I added. I had to add our own music because, and you'll notice some of the clips all have music instead of the actual equipment sound. That's because if there's music being used in the background, it'll get brought up for copyright claims, and so I got to be careful with that. But I hope you like this segment. I'll point out a couple things they talked about, but mainly you're just going to get to watch and listen to the music. Now, Caterpillar was bragging about a lot of new developments in this equipment. However, most of it seemed like things that other companies are bringing to the market as well. Increased fuel efficiency, operator comfort, workplace and job management, as far as job site management goes. But the one thing they did introduce that really stood out was what they had in this D6 dozer. They are claiming, and keep in mind, I'm not an expert, I'm simply regurgitating the information that they gave to us that day. This D6 dozer has the world's first electric drive motors. That means it does not have hydraulic planetaries that we're traditionally used to. Now, they're saying there's going to be two benefits with this. One, for the owner, you're looking at 35% fuel savings. Again, this is new technology, so we'll have to get out in the field and actually see how it performs, but they're saying 35% fuel efficiency increase. For the operator, they're saying because of the increased torque that you have with an electric motor over a hydraulic planetary, is you'll be able to push under load through turns, which is something you can do with hydraulic planetaries, but they're claiming it should be easier with these electric drive motors. So that is kind of exciting. Like I said, not an expert on it, just regurgitating the information they gave us that day. We've got just a little bit more of this, and then we've got some barge shots on the river to finish it all off. swung around on this barge here. I didn't look up the stats on this barge, but this is the Aussie. We saw it go upriver actually not too long ago. But I will tell you this, if you ever want to know stats on a marine vessel, all you have to do is type in MV, which stands for marine vessel, and then the name of the vessel, and you can normally find those stats online. But he has a pretty interesting load, so I thought we'd kind of slow down and go a little low over the top of it. He's hauling several different types of scrap metal. I'm not entirely sure where he's going with this metal. Some facilities along the river, you know, they can unload it at ports and then they'll load it on trucks and truck it to foundries. Sometimes they go all the way down the river to the Gulf of Mexico. They'll load it on ships there and ship it across seas to like China. It's just metal that's been processed to different levels, and it even looks like maybe on there on the right it might be some iron ore just because of how heavy it is. Now as we get closer towards the front of the barge, the bow, you're going to see some cubed metal that's been crushed into cubes, which is kind of cool looking as well. And we're low enough here, I've had questions of how they fasten these barges together. We're low enough that if you pay attention to the joints, especially on the corners, you're going to kind of see how they're lashed together like that. So that's going to be all for this video. As always, guys, thanks for watching. There's probably 2 more videos of CONEX coming up, and then we'll get back to some content with Dirt Perfect back on the excavator and some content back on the YouTube Yacht Road project like we've been working on. As always, thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.